You are listening to the Call to Action podcast, where we aim to inspire, educate, and inform entrepreneurs and self-starters on tech and tips related to navigating this ever-changing world. Thank you for tuning in to episode 11 of the Call to Action podcast. My name is Shantae and I'm the host of the Call to Action podcast. I also run the blog ctamarketing.biz. Today's episode is going to be a continuation of what I talked about in last week's episode, which in that episode, I shared information about my favorite tools. I gave 3 favorite tools that I like to use for my blog and podcast. And for this episode, I'm going to talk a little bit more about blogging, and this will be helpful for those of you who are looking to get started. But as always, before I get into today's episode, I'd like to share the motivational quote that is for episode 11 of the Call to Action podcast. Be thankful for what you have. You'll end up having more. If you concentrate on what you don't have, you will never, ever have enough. That motivational quote was by Oprah Winfrey. So let's focus on being thankful for what we have so that we can get more of that. So as you go throughout your day and throughout your week, give thanks to those experiences or to the people that you come across or just to the things that you have. It may be your health, it may be your business, it may be your family, it may be all of those things. So be thankful for those good things so that you can have more, and don't concentrate on what you don't have, because like Oprah said, you will never, ever have enough. Now, moving in to episode 11 of today's podcast, I'm going to talk about starting a blog and some things that you can do when you want to start one. So I have 4 items I like to cover about this topic. And one is, when you're starting a blog, you want to think about these 4 things. One is, what will be the purpose of your blog? The second is, how often will you post to your blog? The third is, what will be the domain name for your blog? In other words, what are you going to call your blog? How will people find you? And the fourth is, what is the best web host provider for your blog? So I'm going to share through my experiences and my opinions in this particular post. You can learn more on my blog at ctamarketing.biz. I'm going to have some links there that you can take a look at to see how to get started, as well as some links to a hosting company that I think you might like as well. It's one that I've actually tried before, and I do like them. What will be the purpose of your blog? So when you think about the purpose of your blog, think about what you're going to talk about. Will it be to share your favorite recipes or random thoughts on politics, or will it be a lifestyle blog, a travel blog? Think about what you're going to do. The purpose is totally up to you, but just make sure you're passionate about the topic so that you can commit to posting by way of a schedule for your audience. So for example, if it's going to be about tips on marketing, then make sure that you can be consistent with posting on your blog with those tips. Your audience will be looking for that information from you. How often will you post to your blog? This is a good question, and this is totally up to you, but just make sure it's something that you can commit to. So when you're looking at your schedule, it is very important, especially if you have an audience that's depending on the wonderful information that you'll be offering in your blog. Don't overthink your posting schedule, but make it something that you can stick with. WordPress has a mobile app that makes it easy to post on the go. So this may be something that you can keep in mind, and it will help to make it easier for you to stick to your schedule because you can post anytime on the go on your mobile device. You can also do the same with your Blogger app if you have that on your phone as well. What will you call your blog? This is how people find you. This is the domain name. So what will be the domain name for your blog? Basically that www.whateveryourbusinessname.com. That's what I'm referring to. So when you're looking at your name, think about the topic that you chose and just now think about what will you call your blog. It may take you a while to come up with this title. So it's good to have a notebook just to keep with you to brainstorm so that as you go out throughout your day, if you have an idea, you can write it down and then look at your ideas that you have written down for your names and then choose one. Then when you do that, then go to your domain register and see if that name is available. You can do that with GoDaddy. You can go to their website, you can search by the domain and see if it's available. If it is, go ahead and purchase it because domain names go really, really fast these days. So the good thing is that when you're looking at domains, you can look at .com, .biz, .info, there's a lot, .guru, there's like all types of domain suffixes that you can get. So take a look around, do some brainstorming, but then choose your name and make sure it's something that you like so you can say it easily, spell it easily, share it easily, and people will be able to find you. And then also make sure you market that on your social media sites and business cards and email signatures as well. Pretty much put that domain name anywhere where you are doing business and look at that as an opportunity to do some free marketing for yourself. Finally, let's look at the best web host provider for your blog. I have used a couple of different blogging platforms or host platforms just to kind of see what I liked and what I didn't like. And sometimes I just like to try things new. So I'm going to share one that I've used and I've had success with them, and it's called Bluehost. So I have 10 reasons why I think Bluehost is really good if you're looking to start your blog. One is that you get a $200 marketing credit. The other is that you get a free SSL certificate. That's important because with that, you can get the secure protocol where it starts with HTTPS, as in for my website, it's HTTPS ctamarketing.biz. So that is something that was important to me as I was looking, and it really should be important to you too because it really shows that you are taking steps to be secure with your site and your domain. The third item is that you get Microsoft Office email accounts branded with your domain name. So it would be Shante at ctamarketing.biz, for example, or your name at yourbusiness.com. That would be your email address. The fourth item is that you get secure configuration of login credentials. Number 5 is you get a free domain name for 1 year. So like I was mentioning before, when you're looking at what you're going to call your website, you can actually get that free for 1 year with Bluehost. The sixth item on my list is that you get automatic WordPress updates, which is good. So that you don't have to do it manually. Number 7 is that you get free premium themes. The eighth item on my list is that you get automatic WordPress installation. I have found this to be super easy. It's really, you click a couple of links, then like magic, WordPress is installed for you. The ninth item on my list says that Bluehost supports over 2 million websites worldwide. And of course, they can host yours too. That's a lot of websites hosted. So you know that they have the backbone to support what it is that you need for your website. And the 10th item on the list is that they have 24/7 WordPress hosting support, which is one of my favorite features. I've used them. Their tech support, they're very friendly. They also have a chat tech support, and that's usually how I do it when I'm online, but they're a very friendly team. So I do recommend if you are new and you're looking to get your website hosted or your blog hosted or set up specifically with WordPress, then you may want to take a look at Bluehost, and there's a link on my site at ctamarketing.biz that you can check out and learn more about Bluehost. You can also search for a domain on my site as well that you can use to see whatever website name that you want to use. You can search for that in that search box. That is all I have for today about blogging and starting your blog. I'll share more information in a future post. I do have some more that I want to share about other platforms that you can use. I know everyone talks about WordPress, but there's some that are out there that are free as well. And I'm going to share that with you because depending on your budget and depending on how much you want to spend, you can start a blog with pretty much no money at all. So I'm going to share that in a future podcast as well. I, again, want to thank you for tuning in to the Call to Action podcast. I appreciate your time. I appreciate you listening. And like Oprah said, be thankful for what you have, and you'll end up having more. If you concentrate on what you don't have, you will never, ever have enough. Let's take that with us as we go throughout our day and throughout our week. Until next time. Thank you for joining me on this episode of the Call to Action podcast. Make sure to visit me on my blog at ctamarketing.biz. There, you can find articles for entrepreneurs and self-starters on tech and tips to help navigate this ever-changing world. Until next time.